Welcome, Unity Community, to another virtual service. We are so happy to have you here. We are a welcoming community, and no matter who you are or where you are, we welcome you. We welcome you no matter what color your skin is, where your family came from, where you grew up, what language you speak. It doesn't matter. Wherever in the country you are watching us from, we are happy you are here. No matter who you love or how you love, whether you're gay, straight, something in between and fluid, we welcome all of you. This is a welcoming community. So let's say our mission statement together. We are a vibrant, welcoming, multi-generational, prosperous community, embodying love and awakening spiritual consciousness. So let's jump into some chants with Soulshine.
Day's back. I beat you to it, Eric. Thanks for holding down the fort when I was gone, Eric.
It was a pleasure. But I got some splinters in my fingers from the wood in that fort.
Oh. All right, let's do some. We're all friends here.
We are all friends here. There are no strangers once you walk inside these doors. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are.
We're all friends here.
We are all friends here. There are no strangers when you walk inside these doors. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts. Hold you in our hearts. Hold you in our hearts the way you are.
Here we are in this room, knowing we are one. Together we will always be messengers of love. Wherever we go.
Wherever we go in peace. Wherever we go in love. Wherever we go, we are one. Wherever we go in peace. Wherever we go in love. Wherever we go, we are one.
Wherever we go, we're one.
Wherever we go in peace. Wherever we go in love. Wherever we go, we are one. Wherever we go in peace. Wherever we go in love. Wherever we go, we are one. Wherever we go, we are one. 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 We are one.
To do one of our favorite parts, celebrations. So let's turn to Claire Kubota. Wait, where is Claire?
I saw her go outside with Zeke.
Oh,
You gotta come here. You gotta come here. You gotta sit down. Look it up. Oh, hi. Zeke and I are doing spa day. We're gonna do nails next. Can you sit? We're gonna do nails. Show how you sit. Show how you sit. Good boy. You ready? We're doing spa day today because you know what? And I think it's celebration times right now, but this was the only time Zeke could do this and get his nails done. And so we had to schedule it right now. So can you just tell people to put their celebration in the chat, in the comments section under the live stream? That would be so awesome. Because, at our age, we got to work on being beautiful. because it's a little extra work at this point. So we're gonna finish this up and maybe do a little, I think he might want some pink and then some lipstick. Do you want some lipstick too? Look at, we can do some lipstick. Perfect.
That is so funny. And it's really appropriate that they scheduled that for today, because today is all about being amazing and just taking the leap into the amazing life that we can have. So way to go, Zeke and Claire. So let's transition now. We're going to move into prayer and meditation. So the first thing I want to say is about prayer. Now, if you're watching this live, right up above where you see my face, just look above, and you should see a description of this live service. And in that, you will see a link for prayers. And you click on that link, and you fill out the form. It's so simple. Last week, we had one person do that. Just one. Come on, people. We are an amazing community. Yeah. We can do better than that. Right. Just in this last week, I have talked to 2 people who are holding vigil with someone who's dying. I've talked to a couple of people who are going through different stages of divorce. I've talked to a couple of people who are in the process of moving and some stage of that or another. These are major life transitions that go better with prayer. What is happening in your life? What is happening in the life of someone you love? Can we please pray with you? We have this amazing prayer team that loves to pray. This last week, I was in a prayer class that Reverend Robin and I are doing, and 2 of the people had made the leap into being prayer partners with each other, and they couldn't say enough wonderful about what that experience of praying together had been like. And that's what all of us on the prayer team get every single time we get to pray with you. So please, if not for yourself, although it will help you, do it for us. I'm going to give you a minute right now. Let's listen to some quiet music. Fill out the form. Give us a way to pray with you. It matters. And I know every one of you has something in your life that you really care about, that you would like to be able to see from a higher consciousness. Okay, so let's take all of these prayers, all the intentions that we're holding together, and we affirm that what we see with the eyes of the material world is just a sliver of what is possible. That there is a truth that shimmers all around us and is waiting to express through us, that is so beautiful and so powerful and amazing. And we claim that whether someone is feeling sorrowful right now because of loss, whether someone is scared to make a leap, whether someone is feeling irritated with other people and their way of showing up in the world, whether someone is feeling on the outside and can't figure out how to get in. Whatever your prayers may be, whether you are celebrating new life, new love, whatever your prayer, we bring it all together now. We hold it in this powerful basket of intention. We lift it up into the higher realms, knowing that even now it is reality on the highest plane. That the love that shines through all that is transforming our situations. And for this, we are so blessed. Let us sing that truth now.
Breathe in.
Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know I am. I am. I Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know I am. I
I can feel that. Let's say this prayer together. Love is our ultimate reality, everywhere present and whole. It radiates abundantly and continually creates good in my life and in the world. As we gratefully acknowledge its presence and power of love now, we see the people and circumstances we hold in prayer healed and illumined by love, and so it is. Let's just spend a little time right now in meditation. As you breathe in, just settle into your own skin. As you breathe out, just release any negative thoughts. And just as you see all the little candles on the screen, imagine that all those little candles flickering in your own heart, that you have come to a sacred temple, the temple of your heart. And when you come in, you just feel this urge to kneel on the ground or to lay prostrate. You are in a sense of awe at the love that you are in the presence of. This amazing power that creates a cosmos is shining here in your own heart. Imagine, as you might if you were lying prostrate before a powerful king, you ask a favor of love. What might love do for you or through you that would be amazing? What do you want to offer love in terms of your service? Whatever it might be, imagine love accepting, love blessing, granting your wish. Imagine the sensation of gratitude bubbling up through your heart. And now I invite you to come from your heart. Come forth into this room. Join us as we listen to the amazing soul shine.
Now is the time to seize the day. Stare down the odds and seize the day. Minute by minute, that's how you win it. We will find the way, but let us seize the day. Courage cannot erase our fear. Courage is when we face our fear. Tell those with power, safe in their tower, we will not obey. Behold the brave battalion that stands side by side, too few in number and too proud to hide. Then say to the others who did not follow through, you're still our brothers and we will fight for you. Now is the time to seize the day. Stare down the odds and seize the day. Once we've begun, if we stand as one, someday becomes somehow, and a prayer becomes a vow, and the strike starts right damn now. Now is the time to seize the day.
Now is the time to seize the day.
Answer the call and don't delay.
Answer the call and don't delay.
Wrongs will be righted if we're united. Let us seize the day. Now let them hear it loud and clear.
Now let them hear it loud and clear.
Like it or not, we're drawing near.
Like it or not, we're drawing near.
Proud and defiant, we'll slay the giant. Judgment Day is here. Houston to Harlem, look what's begun. All for one and all for one. Now is the time to seize the day. They're gonna see there's hell to pay. Nothing can break us, no one can make us quit before we're done. One for all and all for one for all and all for one for all and all for one. Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. And you won't believe it, but I think they're going to top it in the next song. This is such a talented team. I'm so grateful to be able to partner with you, and oh my goodness. So, in the words of that song, courage doesn't make your fear go away. It just makes you able to move forward. And we all need to move forward because we have something amazing that wants to come forth from us. And everybody's got fear. The writer Elizabeth Gilbert, I just finished her book, Big Magic, which is so wonderful. And if you've ever had a creative desire run through you, read that book. It's so wonderful. But she talks about when she was a little girl, how she was so terrified of everything. And not just, afraid of the dark or things like that that a lot of kids are afraid of. No, it was ordinary things like snow, the ocean, answering the phone. And her mom was she just was not having any of this nonsense. And so if Elizabeth expressed a fear, like, afraid of the snow? Okay, you're now in charge of shoveling the snow. Afraid of answering the phone? Okay, you've become the answering service for the whole family. And that's how she treated it. And so gradually, Elizabeth was able to overcome her fear. And she said there was a turning point when she was 15. She isn't really sure what made that happen, but she became aware that her fear was boring. It was just so mundane. It was like having one of those stories where you write your own ending, and the ending was always the same ending. Or, like I think about soap operas, and it's, fade to the what look on the face at the end of the scene, and it's always the same thing. It's so predictable. I used to come home to visit my mom after I moved out of the house, and the soap operas that I used to watch with her, it had been 6 months since I'd seen it, and in 2 minutes she could catch me up on what had happened because there was nothing original about it. So fear is like that. It's not original. Everybody has fear, especially fear of the unknown. It just comes with the territory. So accept that it does and just kind of tuck it into your saddlebag, buckle it into the back seat. Accept that fear is going to come along for the ride, but you don't give it the steering wheel. Never. Do not allow it to rule your life. We are here to do amazing things in this world, and in order to do them, we have to take the leap into the unknown. We have to be willing to make mistakes. Albert Einstein said people that don't make mistakes usually don't make anything. You have to be willing to do that. A quote by Elizabeth Gilbert is, "Fear is a desolate boneyard where our dreams go to desiccate and die in the sun." Fear doesn't let us go anywhere. So ask yourself, how much is fear in control of your life right now? What are the things that you would be doing if you weren't afraid? Elizabeth talks a lot about inspiration and where does it come from. And she says that inspiration is like so the Greeks and the Romans talked about a demon that was like a house elf. It was a demon of genius that was kind of hanging around, ready to collaborate with you and help you. And she said, inspiration is like that. She thinks of it as a disembodied living thing, an idea, and it wants to come and find somebody who will work with it because it's disembodied, so it needs us. And it will come to us and see if we're willing. And we have the choice when inspiration comes to say, yeah, I'll do that, or nah, go find somebody else. If we say yes, then we have to treat it with devotion. We have to take one step after another and keep with it until we have seen it through to the end, or we will not create anything amazing. I remember reading statistics before I wrote my first book about how many people say, I'm going to write a book, and then how many people actually start writing a book, and then how many people actually finish writing a book. And the percentages were, it was amazing how far down they went. Very, very few. For all the books we have in the world, there are so many more people who have a book in them that they haven't written, but they say they're going to. What are you waiting for? I remember what I was waiting for with my first book. I was waiting for the equivalent of the burning bush to appear and say, you will write about this. And I never got that voice. So instead I said, well, if I were going to write a book, what would I write about? And how people could be more happy. And then I said, well, what do you think you know about that? So I make a list of things that I think it takes. Those became my chapters. And that's all it took, was to sit down and apply a little bit of gray matter to the situation and then be consistent. I had a schedule. And I did that with my second book, too. There was a schedule of when I wrote, how much I wrote, and I kept at it. And I stuck with the first one. It took me 2 years. The second book was a lot shorter. It didn't take me that long. But the important thing is that you say yes to the inspiration that comes to you. You don't wait around. Elizabeth Gilbert has an interesting story about an inspiration that came to her, and she was going to write a novel. She had heard a story from somebody about there was some kind of a mining operation down in South America, and there was a problem with it. And so the person who owned it had a secretary who was secretly in love with him. And he sent her down to handle the situation in South America. She knew nothing about this, but anyway, it became quite complex once she got down there. So Elizabeth is like, oh, I love this story. And she starts writing it, and she's having a great time with writing the story, very devoted to it, has promised it, like she does with every book that she takes on, I will give you all my energy. I will see it through to the end. But in the meantime, she's having issues with a relationship. I think there's somebody who's, one of her parents maybe is dying, and so she goes and takes care of them. And so she has to put this whole project on hold for like a year. And before she can get back to it, she may even start doing something else in terms of writing in the meantime. But before she can get back to it, she meets this woman named Ann Patchett, who is also an author. They're both appearing on the same stage, and she's just magnetized by this woman. She thinks she's amazing. And she goes up to her afterwards, and she said, I know this sounds crazy, but Ann, I love you. And Ann looks at her, Elizabeth says, I just do this because I have no boundaries. But Anne does have boundaries, and so she looks at her like she's kind of a strange specimen. But then she breaks into this big smile, and she kisses her. And so that happens, and then they end up becoming really good friends, pen pals, because they live on opposite sides of the country, and they write to each other, and they just have so much in common. And one day, in a letter, Anne is telling her how she's writing this story about this mining operation in South America. And Elizabeth says, Oh, wow, that's so interesting. I was doing that too, and I need to get back to it. Tell me about it. So, anyway, the next time they get together, they're sharing stories about this, and it turns out it's the same plot. All the circumstances are the same. It's the secretary hopelessly in love with somebody, goes down to this mining operation in South America, and even where they lived, they were in North Dakota, something like that. So Elizabeth is like, how does this happen? This isn't a thing. You don't go and Google widows or secretaries from North Dakota who are in love with their boss and go to South America. That's not a thing. But here they were sharing that, and she believes that there is enchantment involved, and that when they shared that kiss, an idea was transferred because she had not held up her end of the bargain. She had not remained faithful to the idea. And so the idea jumped ship, so to speak, and went to somebody else. I find that a really interesting idea. I remember one time a former husband of mine had a dream, and in this dream he saw this wallpaper machine. And it was a really interesting concept before digital photography was a thing, or there's a lot that can be done with printing now that wasn't available then. And he had a manufacturing background, and he was really toying with the idea of, could he create something with this? But in the end, he decided not to do anything with it. And I'm sure it moved on, and somebody else has created it, because an idea has substance to it. Disembodied, but substance. So if you are playing with some idea, really consider if this is something that is worthy of your life energy. And if it is, then devote yourself to it wholeheartedly. Recognize that you are never alone. Whether you think of it as a house demon, you think of it as floating ideas and inspiration, whether you think of it as the Almighty, all that is, partnering with you. There is a power there that is ready to come through you, but you have to take action. It can't happen while you're just up in your head. There is an amazingness. There are gifts that are in you that you must bring forth. In the Gospel of Thomas, it says, if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring it forth, it will destroy you. It's that important. Besides devotion, it requires belief in yourself and love of yourself. I was talking to a client who I've worked with for many years, and when she was first coming to see me, she was trying to get pregnant, and she was having difficulty with that. And ultimately, she became pregnant and has a couple of kids now, but it took her many years to do it. And in reflection, she said that she wasn't ready for that then, because now she feels comfortable in her own skin, but back then she did not. She didn't like the person that she was. She had shame that was hidden away, that she didn't know what to do with. And over the course of the time that we spent together, as she unpacked that, she began to love herself. And I was thinking about there's a line in the Bible where it says, you don't pour new wine into old wineskins. And the reason for that is because the wineskins would stretch and they would get brittle because there had been wine fermenting in them. And so if you poured fresh wine into them, they would burst. Instead, you needed new skins. And it's like that for us, I think. We need new skins of consciousness. We can't pour everything that is good and true that wants to come forth. We can't deliver that if we keep the old skins of our consciousness that are filled with shame and unworthiness and self-hatred. So we have to bring our consciousness into a new state. We have to be proud of who we are. There's one last story that I want to tell you that also comes from Elizabeth's book. This is a story about an aspiring young man, an aspiring artist, who went over to Europe thinking that he would find the inspiration he needed there, and he's painting and painting and painting and painting, all kinds of painting. And one day he meets this group of also young people, but these people are more like the rich and famous crowd. They're related to who's who kind of people, and they kind of hit it off, and so they invite him to a party, and it's a costume party. And so he says, okay, he's really excited, and they're telling him there may be some royalty there, and that kind of a party. So he's an artist, and so he spends a lot of creative energy into his costume. And so he's got his costume ready, and he drives to the event, and it's way out in the middle of nowhere, and he gets there, and he goes up to the door, and he rings the doorbell, and there's a very stunned look on the face of the butler who opens the door, and he lets him in, and he stands there, and all of a sudden he has this horrified realization. He got it right that it was a costume party, but they neglected to mention that there was a theme. The theme was medieval costumes. And so all of these people are gathered around looking like princes and princesses, etc. And our aspiring artist friend is standing there at the top of the stairs wearing a bright red lobster suit. So he could have, he said, just turned tail and run the other way. But he wanted to meet all these people. He wanted the opportunity. And so he said, hello, I'm the court lobster. So the people went from stunned to laughing, and they just embraced him, and his was the best costume of the evening because it was so original, and he made wonderful contacts that night. But he had to be proud. He had to be content to be who he was in the situation that he found himself in. And that is true for us. We all have ideas of how we ought to show up, how, the gifts that we have to give, how they should be offered, and they don't always come out that way. And perfectionism is not going to serve us. Perfectionism, Elizabeth Gilbert said, is just fear in haute couture. It's like fear wearing a mink and pearls, but it's still fear. Don't let fear be in charge. You are here to do amazing things. We as a community are here to do amazing things. And it requires each one of us to participate in order for that to happen. So I want to invite you right now to join me in this final song. And this is pretty amazing. Some of you remember Jana Stanfield, this wonderful artist who came when we were still at the Grange, and she did some house concerts out in Jose's backyard, and she taught some guitar lessons to people. She's a wonderful, wonderful musician and humanitarian. And she has a song called Amazing Things. And all by itself, this is amazing. But wait till you see what we've done with it. Take it away.
Amazing, you will do amazing things.
for the places you will go,
and the
the people you will know.
Don't
Don't
worry
worry
when
when or where or
or
how.
You don't
Need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things. You can dream it, you can do it. You will do You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and
Amazing. You are a living dream. You do amazing things. Amazing. You came into this world to be a blessing, an expression of divinity, embodiment of poetry, a cosmic singularity. Just contemplate in darkness, the stardust formed into your hands, your face. Uniquely, you can't be replaced. You're right on time, in the right place, and you already have all that you need. It's all inside of you. So go and do that thing that you were born to do. Amazing you.
you will do
Just enjoy what this.
Thank you so much to our extended Soulshine family. That was so beautiful, beyond words. I hope that you will put that up in the group on Facebook, and I hope you will share it and let it go viral, because the world needs that message right now. We need to be reminded of who we are and how amazing we are and what we are here to do, and stop playing small. That's really the medicine that we come together to offer the world here at Unity. And I'm going to invite you to to think about your offering today as you make it, whether you text it, whether you get online and hit the donate button, whether you mail it. Think about how this is your energy. Your money is your energy, and you are putting it in partnership with spiritual energy that you are. You are putting that out to bless the world. You are partnering with Unity Community because you know us to be a place and a people who do amazing things. And with every member that we add, with every person that comes through our virtual doors, we grow and we grow and we grow in amazingness because each one carries that template of amazing within. And so as you make your offering, let it be your personal leap into the amazing. Let us all together go there. Let's sing that blessing now.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Let's hold this virtual basket of amazing love in our hearts, and let's say together, from the love of pure spirit within us, we bless these gifts. We send them forth to heal, bless, and prosper. They are evidence of our faith and belief. They do good work in the world and return to us multiplied abundantly, and so it is. So after this service, remember to click on the link that you got in the newsletter for the Zoom room. We have, I think, fixed the situation. Some of you have had trouble getting on, and I realize because much as I have longed for a clone, there is not one sitting at my house. My husband is mystified by Zoom, and we just had all kinds of issues with it being in my Zoom room. So now, Reverend Tamara, our Minister of Hospitality, is hosting our Zoom room. So click on it. You'll see her beautiful, shining, smiling face and many of your friends as well. So please gather and delight together. And let's sing the prayer of protection now.
The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, because I am. Wherever I am, God is, because I am. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. Oh, wherever I am, God is. Wherever I am, God is. Because I'm amazing.